Gentlemen, Cecil County in the world. A new addition to the Cecil TV team, Grant Handley. Welcome, Grant, to Cecil TV.
Hey.
You're going to be covering a lot of complicated political stuff and more, right?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if it's about being complicated. It's just we have a lot of local politics and local politicians and people that do a lot of great stuff in the county that you don't really hear about unless it's election time. Just getting that exposure out for them, you know?
Right, and you have the background for this, right? You have a little bit of background for this?
Well, you know, first of all, shout out to my live stream people. I got a couple of buddies watching, so I want to say hi to them. He knows who he is. So my passion and my interest have always been policy and politics and things like that. So I got my undergraduate degree and my master's in public policy at the University of Maryland, and I just finished that this spring. And I've been lucky enough to get a job at the town of Northeast where I work in administration up there. So I also worked in Annapolis for a couple years while I was in college for a state delegate's office and got to be in Annapolis and see firsthand kind of all the political sphere and things like that. So it was interesting. It was really cool.
For sure, for sure. And why should people in Cecil County pay attention to local politics? You know, with all the national and state stuff going on.
Yeah, I think we hear words like Biden and Trump, and they're all, you know, big words, big sexy words. But the truth is, your tax rates, what's going on in your community, public events, public safety, public transportation, education, you know, rules that affect your municipalities and towns, that's all local, you know. It doesn't matter who's in the office. It doesn't matter if it's President X, President Y. What affects us, regular citizens of Cecil County, those are people from the county council, your county executive. If you live in an incorporated municipality, like a lot of people do, it's your mayors, it's your commissioners. And if you want to see small change in your community, you should probably pay attention to them first.
Well, our previous guest, the young lady was talking about school funding.
Yeah, she's
That's
great.
where it starts, at the local level.
Right.
And what local things and candidate races and stuff should people be following in the upcoming season, the electoral season?
There's a ton, guys. There's a ton. And one of the reasons why I came on the Cecil TV here was I feel like what we've seen a lot is this cycle of, okay, it's election time. Let's pay attention to Johnny X or Jimmy Smith, and the election has ended, and now it's, well, all right, we'll check back in when the ballots are coming up again. So one of the reasons why I wanted to come in and join the Cecil TV team is there's a lot of good that all of these local politicians are doing, whether there is an election coming up or there is an election coming up. And you'll kind of see a lot of that with me and with Cecil TV as hopefully we do this for the next couple of months and years. Yeah. But to answer your question, Rob, there are some still really good races coming up here. The county executive race is coming up. We have 2 county council seats up for grabs. We have a Board of Education seat up for grabs and a second Board of Education seat up for grabs. And that's not even including any sort of municipal races. The Northeast, town of Northeast, for example, we have a commissioner seat up for grabs this upcoming January. So it's a lot of juicy stuff. And, you know, we shouldn't get so bogged down in, all right, well, this candidate has to dazzle me. They have 30 days to do it because then we vote. But it's really, well, we voted X in, we voted Y in. So what are they doing? You know,
right.
what are they up to? What are the challenges? There are budgets that we face. There's legislation that commissioners try to write. Board of Education members, you know, what are they doing? We hear from them when election time is coming, and I'm really hoping that we can use this platform and really get to know them better in a way that's beyond just the elections.
Yeah. And one cool thing I think, Grant, that should be emphasized is that local political figures, that's not all they do.
Right.
You know, I mean, they have jobs, they have lives and families, and they're our friends and neighbors, and it would be great if you interview some of these folks and get to know them better.
Yeah,
delve into the issues.
Certainly, that's the plan. You know, even state delegates. Being a state delegate, Rob, is a part-time job.
Right.
These guys are cleaning up like $45,000 a year, and they have other jobs, they have other passions, they have other interests. And our county councilmen, no one's getting rich off of public service in Cecil County.
No.
And it's just, well, what got them into this? Why are they doing this? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis? And that's what we're really trying to hit home here.
And as you enter these folks, you're going to find some of that out. What really makes a good candidate interview? Some of that, some of X, Y, and Z. What else?
Yeah, a great candidate interview is letting them tell their story, for sure. That's the first goal. You know, how did they get involved? Why did they get involved? Things of that nature. And then, you know, you get elected, maybe you get a mulligan for a couple months, couple years, especially with our new county councilman, just trying to learn the ropes. And now that anybody that's a seasoned politician, whether it's a commissioner, a mayor, a county councilman, what's the dream? Like what is the impact you're hoping to make, you know? Because you can do a lot of good as a legislator in the county. And I think we can really be empowered by our politicians, and they can be empowered by us. And I'd like to hear their story more,
Right,
you
for
know,
sure.
Not just why did you vote on that, or why didn't you vote on that, or why aren't you doing this? It's more interesting to hear, well, what is your goal, and how are you going to get to that goal? And I think you can have some serious, meaningful dialogue as a result.
And I think as our viewers are informed, it's one of their duties to inform us what's going on, what they want, and what they want from their local politicians.
Exactly. You know, make no mistake about it. While I want to empower them and hear what they have to say and things of that nature, they're also accountable to us. You know, we're the voters, and they should be jumping at an opportunity like this to go in front of camera, to meet people like you and I and Allison, who was a great guest we had earlier today, and just hear what they have to say and stay updated. You don't ever want a local representative who isn't accessible to the public. You know, you want to be able to talk to them and hear from them. And I know across Cecil County, our county council, our county executive, our commissioners and mayors, they are all very good at being respondent in different platforms, in different environments. So let's just try to get them more frequent and things like that, where we, you know, at Cecil TV can capitalize.
That sounds like a real good plan, keeping democracy alive in Cecil County as we know it.
Trying to, man.
Thank you, Grant. Thanks for joining our team, and we look forward to hearing more from you.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I think it's going to be a really good time.